All right. How you guys doing?
Good.
Thank you. Okay, I've got three.
Better now that you're reading.
Thank you.
You sexy bitch.
I wore my button-up shirt for you, Adam.
It's fucking hot.
I
like it.
Be careful, there's wood near your face.
Wood near my face when he took off his coat. Anyway. This first one's called What Do You Feed Your Soul?
Your joke.
What do you feed your soul? What elements do you give it to sustain its life, to let it grow and evolve? Do you give it pitiful scraps in between sitcoms and movies? Have you bothered to read at all this week something besides a Facebook feed? To stretch your imagination and let it fly? Or do you let others create things for your amusement, draft excuses to yourself for your dying mind? When you dream, do you go to fantastic places? Do you glide over trees and search the farthest reaches of space? Or do you dream about work and casual sex? Drain your mind's reservoir of ideas in a single hour. Boarded up windows and doors in a prison of your own creation. What have you created this month? Have you even conjured up an excuse not to? Put pen to paper, hand to keyboard, needle to yarn, anything, just move, make something. To practice, to be proud of your wares, even if what you make doesn't suit you, stop, start something new, find a path that's right for you, find something that makes your heart sing, dust off that rotating cogs in your brain, believe in what you can achieve, find what you love to do and hold on, because life's too short and spending it watching movies. Make some memories and light that fire. Send the message that you are for hire. Pitch yourself as a skilled artisan. Believe it first and move across the land. You will find that others will follow you. If you just give your mind a chance, if you just feed your soul, then you too can dance. Next one's called In the Foot of a Giant, a poetic memoir. When I was a child, I walked in the tread marks of tractors and combines, hulking beasts of burdens 2 stories high, imprinting the earth with the weight they possessed, making a mark and letting you know that a beast had been here and left these to show. I played in the dirt, cities rose and fell at my command, fought with swords and brandished homemade spears, bruised knees, cut hands, shed tears, sang songs with coyotes from afar, witnessed night skies that were filled with stars. I cut myself on the sharp start of the technological age, just as fascinated as any elder with the coming change. Computers before the internet with solitaire and Minesweeper, growing with technology and seeing its effects, the wounds it caused, the change it brought. When I see my footsteps in the snow, I wonder if I would have ever stepped in those. Stood in wonder at these footsteps of a giant, and wondered just what kind of man had made them. Wondered if I too would ever fill such a size, small enough to be blown back by dirt devils on the road, captivated by the power of thunderstorms. Stood in fear as the black clouds choked the sky and fields were burned to revitalize, and swam in the rain-filled terraces. I knew not what love was except the care from 2 stable parents and 1 God. Never thought about heartbreak or the ramifications of chasing a girl. Wasn't stopped by a breathtaking beauty from afar, with my toes outstretched as far as they could go. Never knowing if it would be my feet that left these impressions in the snow. Not in my wildest dreams would I have ever known that I would be the giant looking down on children that were my size. Not imagining any above my height. Building snow forts stocked with ammunition, I then fit easily into my tiny igloos. I could even walk on top of snowdrifts, with not a care falling through to my own insecurities. The world was much bigger then. I had to stretch to reach the goodies my mother hid from me. Wasn't even able to see over the fridge. I didn't have to pay extra for big and tall clothes. Didn't fear doorways that were too low. Didn't look down on anyone, but always up to the sun, with my toes outstretched as far as they could go. Never knowing if it would be my feet that left these impressions in the snow. Not in my wildest dreams would I have ever known that I'd see the world looking down from above. That I'd find a girl, someone to love. Just a child with dreams as big as these prints, standing in the footsteps of a giant. one's called Love is a Mystery. There had been many nights like this, trapped alone in this dark, dank office, canvassing the material from a cold case file, my progress lit by little more than a candle on my desk. A knock at the door and I pull my eyes up, a silhouette captured like a framed picture. My mind races through girls I'd wronged in the past. It was a dame and she knocked a second time. I beckoned her to come in, wary as a field mouse. She opened the door and it creaked from lack of use. She sauntered into my office with a look that said it all. She was in trouble, and I was the man she needed. I was the man she wanted to solve her situation. She took a seat across from me and pulled out a silk handkerchief. She looked like she'd been through the works, just out of this cold, cruel weather, too. Dabbing her eyes a bit, she started her tale of woe. I was hard-pressed to listen, though. The sweet scent of amber permeated the room. Her intoxicating aroma only enhanced her sharp sexual features. I guess she was like 5'11", and a chiseled goddess. Cut like a diamond and flawless to behold. I already knew whatever she asked, I'd comply. She said she'd lost her heart. I wasn't surprised dames like her constantly misplaced those, left them on the dressers of could-be's, the doorsteps of maybes, the rooms of never again. I asked where she'd last seen it. Through tears, she recalled a recent John, a handsome stranger at the bar. She said, eyes filled with no good and a pair of pants that did all the talking. She could hardly have said no. He gave me a place to start. I went down to the Dime a Pint pub, sat without intention, and waited for him. He wore a suit, and was as dapper as a gin I'd ever seen. Still he wore disdain like a winter coat. Dames never caught on to that. I started a friendly chat, talked about the girl last night. He made like to lose me, and I quartered him. I said I was looking for the girl's heart, and he had it. He assured me any broad dumb enough to let him have her heart. Well, she wasn't likely to get it back in the end. I said, you're no good. Shut your mouth, see? He was half a thief and a braggart, and I wasn't having it. Call it false sense of honor for a chick I barely knew, but I popped the sap in his moneymaker. Hadn't seen that one coming, but I took off running. I know when I'd get licked in a fight. I found the dame outside. She witnessed the whole thing. Followed me there, I imagine, which is unsettling. She slapped me in the face and rushed to his aid. Looks like I'd found her heart, but it wasn't going to be mine to keep. With brains like that, the body made little difference, and the price was too steep. So, I'm back at my office, toiling over a cold case. A lost love I barely got to embrace. If I had the confidence then that I have now, well, chances are I'd still fuck it up. I leaned back in my chair, slid the hat over my face. The light flickered and went out. Guess I'll always be a hopeless romantic.
Thank you, Jordan. Excellent stuff. Kind of